All right. Looks like we're live. Let us know in the chat if you can indeed hear us and see us. How the heck are you doing, Black Lodge Games? We are doing great.
That's
nice
right.
and warm in the sun of Cyberpunk Miami. We're getting started today with Blood and Sunshine, an acid-soaked, sun-soaked acid trip through the future past of Miami. We are playing Cyberpunk 2020. Nick, in the top right corner over here, is our game master for the day, and we got our three-player characters here. I am Matt. Right below me is Gibbs, and Steve in the bottom right corner. And with that, we're going to get things started. Oh, got one more note. We are playing some tunes right now. I hope you guys can hear that in the stream. That is being provided by, I believe, White Bat Audio on YouTube. It's all copyright-free stuff, so presumably we're not going to get taken down for playing it. But we got that playlist going on Spotify, and we'll share it in the description of the video after this is wrapped up today. But with that, I'm going to pass it over to Nick.
Perfect. Well, gentlemen, people watching, welcome to Miami, the Magic City. The scene opens up, the data term comes online with a crackling display, fuzzy horizontal lines ironing out into the smooth, warm illumination of that blazing sun up above, scintillating. Camera zooms in. The crystalline skyscrapers, the megacorps, the office towers, the burgeoning brilliance of what once was a flooded, swamped, destroyed and demolished location, but magic never dies here in Miami. The sun never sets, even when it's nighttime. Like that, what once was lost has been transformed, like the phoenix rising out of the Caribbean, the Atlantic Ocean. Scene opens. Theo. Fuck. That was close, man. That was the closest it would come in a long time. A long time. Getting to getting fried. That frontal cortex. You can almost taste in your nostrils, whether it's real or it's psychosomatic. Well, for a man who lives on the edge, netrunner such as yourself, two go hand in hand. Singed flesh, hairs in your nostrils, prickling, perhaps somewhat fried themselves with the overcharge of data. But you got what you came for, but what a price. What a price. We're back in not a dive necessarily, but a quirky, quaint, you might say, compared to the more refined establishments of Bayfront or Coral Gables or South Beach, of course. You can't afford those places. And indeed, this bar, this watering hole, you've chosen it. You've been coming here for the past several weeks as it's been close to your latest run. Hopefully, your fixer is good on his word. Because you had to expend a lot of programs. Your latest chip in the cyber deck, which you had hoped would be the first step in some much-needed upgrades. And as you feel the overheating in your pocket or your satchel where you keep that deck, it's uncomfortable in the already stifling humid heat of this place. The cigarette smoke and cigar smoke swirling in the lazily moving fans. It's got to be done, but well, who's to say and then where employment will come next? Far back comes by a nomad looking individual, although the tattoos, the distinctive affectations of the cyberware, perhaps not denoting a specific tribe or family affiliation, but nevertheless, we feel chum.
Ah, hey, what's the cheapest thing you got right now?
Drinking it.
Well, I'll take
Been
one.
drinking it since you come here. I'm hoping you'd have a refined palate, but then again, you don't stand on ceremony here.
Oh man, after what I've been through, I just need something on my lips.
Coming right up. You're good for it.
Oh, always good for it. You know me.
He says in a commanding tone, as if you will be good for it. Not a question. Your personal digital assistant chimes in your cyber optics. Notable only to you, of course. Call from Wilkes.
Wilkes?
Man you need to speak to. Turn in your latest job.
He's calling, I answer it. If he's calling.
Okay. Chimes on. You see the hazy, middling resolution of a 40-something year old African gentleman, a strangely shaped cyber eye and panel coming off of the left portion of the face, the subtle markings of burns or some kind of scarification. You don't know the full details of his past, but that's the life. That's the life.
Wilkes, my man!
Theo, I know I could count on you.
Oh, you know you always can.
do
I can
right
count
by
on that money, right?
As long as I can count on the files you acquired. You got them.
Of course I got
Right.
him.
Good. Flip them on over. I might girl peruse them real quick while we're discussing compensation.
Of course. Hey, bleep, bloop, bloop. Send the files.
The eyes illuminate with the processing of data. He nods to someone that you cannot see. Well, now I know what we talked about. I know what we discussed. And I'm a man of my word as you are a man of action and a man of results. I can respect that. Now, I understand you in some difficulty. You've done what I've asked you to do. But I also hear on the news comms the data terms not exactly as pristine as we might like.
Oh, you know, Wilkes, things happen, you know? You go in, you have a plan. Plans don't go the way you want to.
Things happen.
Fact is, I
things
got the
happen to you,
files.
Things happen to me. Things happen to that compensation. You know how it is. Now,
I know
let
how
that
it is when I
slide
get the
before.
files.
True. Done that. You should be getting sloppy, Theo. You'll be having sloppy work. You can't be having things come back to me and mine. Me and mine, I share and share alike. You ain't the only one I have on call. You ain't the only one I have. Spread the wealth around with. So what are we going to do about that? What are we going to do about that, Theo?
I don't
What do
know,
you think is
Wilkes.
fair? What do you think I should deduct?
Well, how much is this costing you? These mess ups that I've had.
When a man has to cover up certain tracks, eye off certain people, silence certain questions, things add up. Like you said, you know how it is.
Okay, well, so let's just cut to the chase. You give me what you're gonna give me, and let's just remember that I didn't fight this now.
Fair. That's fair. That's why I like you, Theo. You're easy to work with. You're easy to get along with. I never have to raise my voice to you. It goes a long way in this line of work. And I know you ain't cut out for anything else.
I don't think there's much else I want to do, honestly. So, you just keep getting me work, Wilkes.
I sure hope so. The edge you're running on. I couldn't do it. That's why I pay you to do so. Send the eddies your way. I think you'll find it's fair. We'll be in touch next time something comes up. Have a job that will meet your particular attributes, your qualifications. I got you in my Rolodex. I don't spend it all in one place.
Nah, I got bills to pay. You know how that is.
And we all.
But I will appreciate that money now so that I maybe get a little something better than piss tonight to drink.
You should come on down to my place from time to time. Remember a friendly face.
Yeah, I'll see if I can make it down there.
Well, you have a good and true pleasure
You too.
doing business with you. Call is cut. Money comes your way. Cool, hard. 450 eddies. Less than you'd like, but more than you'd have.
Yep.
Well,
in that case, I call the bar back over and say,
what you want, man?
let's get a little something more expensive coming at this table.
Anything in particular?
I mean, I can't afford the top shelf yet, but somewhere in the middle.
Buddy, the top shelf, it is the middle shelf. It's the bottom shelf. It's the only shelf we got.
You know what I want. Just get it to me.
He nods. Just then, you hear, and all of the other patrons of this establishment, some connected to data terms, on calls, conversing with each other, everyone with a beverage, nearly everyone with a cigarette or a cigar in their hand, or hanging out of their mouth. Heads turn. Heavy knocking on the door. Aggressive. Insistent. Impatient. Scene changes. 30 minutes later. Marcus. Should I say? Well, maybe I shouldn't say. There is, after all, no one else here, you and the cab driver. And he doesn't need to say anything to you. In fact, less said the better. You paid a little extra eddies to step on it. Get into the faded taxi cab that once was brilliant cerulean blue bottom portion of this sedan, and a lemon yellow top has faded. Blues coming almost non-existent. Such with the passage of time, the acid rain, seeing the slate metallic coloration of the chassis of the vehicle beneath, the yellowed car, or the yellowed top canopy of the car, souring into a dull orange, almost like curdled cigarette smoke stains on an abandoned or a derelict apartment, of which there are so many, of which you yourself have enjoyed more than one occasion. Not for a while. Hopefully, never again. The former, the painting on the hubcaps of the brilliant sort of touristy, anthropomorphized sun face, the beams and the sunglasses and the brilliant smile. It's faded, the paint has chipped, almost looking like a grimace that seems as bad as you feel. You just got a call from the zoning board. Again.
Fuck.
Citations. They're past due. They've sent a man to the spot. God damn! Another person you have to deal with. Possibly buy off. Possibly more than that. Who's to say? You're on your way. Moving, you slip the man a little bit of extra. What? Business was good last night. We're hoping to put that into some extra savings. But not that you've blown all of that extra money. It's the margins are thin in the Magic City, and they're even thinner in the hospitality industry, if Bad Omen can be considered such a thing. Maybe the name is starting to prove too apropos. Nevertheless, the scene moves across from north to south. The smell of festering waters of the glades to the north, and indeed to the west as well, mixing with the salt water of the Atlantic Ocean, the refuse of Hialeah, of the less well-to-do areas of Miami. You're well outside town, the financial district, certainly far away from South Beach or any of the coastal areas of the city where sparkling sheen brightens out the detritus. This is more your turf, shall we say. We move. The cab parks, and I'm going to give it to you to describe your establishment, the Bad Omen.
The taxi door opens. Marcus steps out. A deep breath. Sure, it stinks, smells bad. It's mine. Get used to it. I've earned this. Looking side to side as he walks across the potholed parking lot. A derelict bike still parked there from months gone by, starting to rust. The expensive parts, the useful parts, having been taken off of it. This slapboard, this shack-built building sits on a pier that goes out to one of the canals. Man-made, can't afford to be on the actual water. The man-made canals thick with reeds and croaking frogs, and occasionally still that Florida iguana that comes up and, if it's not too quick, makes it to the menu that night. The building is ruined with soot and smoke, dirt, grime. It has a flapping sign that was supposed to be sort of a homage to days gone by of good drinks, good times here. The word bad has been etched deeply into the wood The Omen becoming a little bit lighter and hard to see. Maybe it is just bad. The windows have been broken and rebuilt. No two of them are the same anymore. Just a couple of small tables set out in the front. Floors squeak as he moves across it. Up onto the deck, like a wraparound porch that runs the small building. Splinters, and jagged nails, and that constant thought of, I should fix that. His hand reaches for the data pad, the biometric lock on the front door, perhaps the only thing that's been paid for. It's modern. Imagine he's halted by that voice of, well, it's not a patron. They don't sound like that. No one has called me Mr. a very long time.
Nick, you are muted.
Certainly not here. Certainly not the Bad Omen. That is your namesake. Indeed. You open the door. Normal, rowdy sounds. Pleasant to your ears and to your eyes. Of course, they've gotten rowdier in recent months. As you open the door, you see several old imprints of staples, scraps of synth paper, where citations again and again have been slapped up on the door and have been torn down repeatedly. And as you well know, along with the dwindling resources that you have to make these repairs, well, a different kind of clientele has been more open. Jobs, fixers, muggings, drug negotiations, assassinations. Who's to say, anything's on the table, and everyone has that hunger for those eddies. Everyone has the hunger, that lifestyle. You move in. A familiar and not pleasant face of a man in a suit flanked by an individual wearing some dirty coveralls, multi-tool in one of the many pockets upon his person. On the inside, stapling another citation. Mr. Marcus, how many times do we have to have this conversation? He steps up to you. Everyone's watching. We're going back to their drinks, but watching, listening.
I lean close to him, reaching past, grabbing that citation off the wall, just ripping it down. Turning my back to him, I approach the bar, reach behind it, grab a bottle of something, pour a shot. It goes down. I told you once, Wayne, if I had the money, I'd pay it. But I don't. And nothing's changed since Saturday.
And I've told you, if you don't have the money, things will change very quickly. You haven't paid this lease off. You know you've been late multiple times.
And you know I've gotten damn close to paying it off multiple times.
Damn
Good for
close isn't over the finish line. Believe me, I understand your situation. But you may not believe me. It doesn't change anything. I have my job. And rules are rules. But looking down at the citation that you've grabbed off the wall, leans down and picks it up. You have come close. One more week. Moves and he crosses out today's date and replaces it with 7 days hence. Believe me, Mr. Marcus. I've done all I can for you. If you knew who I have to report to, you'd be far more gracious in dealing with me. I respect an independent business owner such as yourself, but I can only deflect so much. And despite my good and gracious disposition, I'm certainly not going to pay your bill. I'm certainly not going to pay anything more precious. That will have to be called upon if you don't.
You know, Wayne, Marcus says as he steps again close, grabbing the top half of the citation that he is still holding. Years ago, we got off on the wrong foot, and I didn't used to think much of you. But times have changed, and, well, I appreciate the effort.
Nods.
And I pluck the citation from his hand. I appreciate these. Shit paper's getting real expensive.
Yeah.
First drink's on me. And I just walk past him towards the office of this establishment.
Theo, you witnessed this whole exchange from the other side of the bar. Air is definitely sour in here, but seeing as tensions, at least for the moment, have not escalated, there isn't a sort of letdown of emotion. Honestly, if you had to guess, most of the people in here would have preferred things to get heated. There's almost an air of disappointment, but well, c'est la vie.
Yeah, I just sit back. I just enjoy the show.
Mm-hmm. Barback comes, returns with your beverage, a scowl on his face.
Thank you very much, sir. Everything okay over there?
Situation same here as it is everywhere else. You might have to be finding a new place to get your drinks. I've seen you here. You're certainly not a regular, but you've been coming here pretty regular. Several weeks, 3 weeks, I'd say. You new in Miami?
I'm newish in the area. You know, I travel where I need to, get work where I can. I like this bar, though. It's got a nice,
Yeah, me too.
homey feeling.
Well, take a good look. Might not be able to see it again in a short amount of time. We'll see. Omen's a good one, but city. Corpse. Am I bother telling you? You know.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
I just take a sip of my drink and sit back.
What do you do?
Me? I dabble here and there.
Okay,
Get work
tell me
where I
more.
can.
You're saying a lot of nothing. I'm trying to get a feel for you.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know you. I don't like to give away too much of my information. Some people have to get me.
Fair enough. But it's hard to find work if you ain't making it clear what you're selling. Word of advice, if you're new to the area, everyone in this city is a buyer for something.
I'll take that into consideration. With that, I step up, start walking over to the seems to be the owner of the establishment. Just walk over. Hey, buddy, you got a smoke?
What?
Got a smoke?
Omen reaches. Marcus reaches inside of his jacket and pulls out a crumpled, empty wrapper. Tosses it to the floor. Nope.
And I tell you, I could do anything for a smoke right now.
Hey, Wayne! The guy says he'll suck your dick for a smoke.
Well, I appreciate the offer. Not really my thing.
I tried, bud.
Okay, well,
Smoking or the other thing.
if you can get me a smoke, I'll be over at the table over there. And if I can help you with anything after that, I'd be happy to help. I head back to the table.
The scene changes. From the dive bar, the Bad Omen, we move back out into that luminescent sky. Camera narrowing in 48th floor of one of the spiring crystalline structures down by the coast.
And if you'll give me 1
That,
second,
if you-
I'm going to sort out the
course.
technical issue we had. I just didn't want to interrupt your scenes earlier.
Not a problem.
Picture will
While
return
you're-
momentarily, gentlemen.
While you are dealing with that, we will bring it back into the office of Omen. You sit down heavily. A crowded, humid abode here.
I reach over, I bang on the old AC unit from, decades ago. The little blue and red plastic things start to flap gently. Fuck.
It slowly sputters, working at perhaps 40% capacity, and with that mildew stench of stagnant water and long spoiled coolant. But it beats the heat, that's for sure. You look at at this point, archaic. Everything here, as you indicated, apart from the data term, or the security pad on the front, is archaic in this place. Phone, multiple messages, missed calls that have not been answered. So you go through, and you see there's a recent one. It's about an hour ago. A familiar name, not the zoning board, not the bank loan office, the debt collections agency, not one of many biopharmaceutical companies, which you've learned to recognize their undesired solicitations for unwanted solutions to problems which you don't have, you hope. Luis Galindo, man you knew from the inside, your latest time spent in the can. He's done right by you. He's leaned more heavily into, well, a line of work that you've been asked to embrace more fully on more than one occasion. After all, you look on the other side of the office. Old clothes and bits of detritus hanging over some dusty cymbals. An old set of instruments. Maybe you should leave that life behind and be a facilitator. Be easier. But thoughts for a different time, and there's never a moment for coulda, shoulda, wouldas. But there is a message on the most recent message on the answering machine, shall we say. Have work. Good job. Dependable. Will get you out of your fix. Call me if you're interested. Simple, to the point.
I guess Sarge is back in the chair for a moment. His little bit of a beard just sort of moving in the stagnant air. The sound of people drinking, bar glasses clinking. The lopsided whir of the ceiling fans out there. And then everybody in the establishment just hears this bestial FUCK! And just this calamity of papers and desk objects and everything just raked off the desk in all directions. The answering machine slamming against the wall. Work. Want it. Fuck! Stands up. Moves across the creaking floor, kicking the rolling chair out into the dining room, the bar. Looks at the stage where a drum set is still set there. A microphone hangs limply, not having been used. A mirrored wall behind it, dirty with handprints that God only knows how they got there. Fuck. Look at the bar back. Minotaur, give me the phone. Call someone.
Got it. Looks around. Hands it to you. As
Anybody who needs me, tell them fuck themselves. I'll be out back.
Multitudes of chuckles as the camera zooms in as you put the phone to your ear. The scene changes from the dankness and the despair. An interior clean, sapphire blues and obsidian blacks, mirror shine and spotless corridors of 48th floor, indeed, as I indicated before, and bustling halls, assistants, secretaries, business analysts moving, buzzing, talking, in some cases shouting, the muffled voices behind conference chambers as we follow one individual moving with purpose, the power walk that only a corporate executive can indeed manifest and bring to bear. The sound of rows of desks, of cubicles, of fingers, and indeed those with implementations of cyber hands to increase, giving additional digits for even more productive and efficient written correspondences are on display here. As we move through the labyrinthine halls of integral cybernetic solutions. Jack, just come out of the meeting. It was tense. It always is. You caught the boss. You caught him on a good day. And good thing, too. Because last week, well, Cindy doesn't work here anymore. Rumor has it on the streets and on the corporate social media profiles, Cindy doesn't live in Miami anymore. Cindy doesn't have a house anymore. Maybe there isn't even any Cindy. Who's to say? That's left unsaid and unquestioned. But that's not going to be you. That will not be you. That is not you. Not at all. Move back through the corridors, back to your office, the procurements division of ICS. The logo emblazoned, as I said, with that the sapphire neon, narrow triangle of brilliant blue. The eye, or the different words of the company adjoining on either side of each triangle, and sort of branching off in that corporate art style, that corporate aesthetic, these angular, fractal patterns on the television wall here of different aspects, divisions, product lines of the company. All the achievements that this company has, in its short lifespan, been able to bring to bear, becoming a regional powerhouse. This isn't Biotechnica, this isn't Arasaka, Militech. There's big ambitions, huge egos, and a desire and a willingness, an eagerness to do anything, swallow up the competition and to grow to those heights. And all the better if it's done over the corpses of your competitors. But no work for the weary. You have another meeting at 2:15, and you need to prepare. Reports on the projected profit margins on the latest logistics mappings. Resources need to be acquired, shipped, coordinated, without any redundancy, without any efficiency. And this is your big break. You're mapping out a better way of sourcing materials. Can you convince the others that your way is the correct way? Certainly know that others have different opinions on the matter. And indeed, you know Tyler, that motherfucker, in audits has been on your ass! Just looking for an opportunity, for a reason, to get you living on the streets, to be the one panhandling to be the one who gets spit in the face from the limousines. Go over your figures again. Go over presentation, numbers, the formula. All checks out. All checks out. Now, first implementation of rules here. I'm going to ask, not for a roll, but does Jack have any efficiencies with regards to accounting or to stock market?
I do have for stock market and possibly library research being useful here, but yes, I do.
At what level is your stock market?
Stock market is a 2.
Okay. Fair enough. The numbers seem right on first glance, but you have to triple check. You've made a point of this. You're not one who makes mistakes. There's a rounding error. The final sum of the Oceania shipping table. You're not sure what it is, but you know something's off. And it was right last time you checked. Last time you checked, it was before your previous meeting. 2 hours ago. The meeting is in 15 minutes.
All right. I light up a cigarette, and I start looking at the team structure map, what I have. Who's below me? Who's responsible for providing me with these numbers, for updating these numbers? I'm going to log into the system and see if I can figure out. I'm not with any sort of extra technical ability, but if there are built-in tools with the software, with these spreadsheets we're using, whatever tools I have in the terminal, I'm going to find out if someone has logged in and made any updates, and then I'm going to give them a call.
Okay. At this point, I will call upon, this is something you very easily could do, but to do it in a hurry here, and under the stress of, well, again, we need not discuss what happens with to make such mistakes. I'm going to ask for.
Oh, I've also
this case,
I also do have a 2
yes.
in forgery, so if that will allow me to detect if there is
perhaps
forgery.
in a moment.
Yeah.
Perhaps in a moment. I will ask for your library use. You are
Sure.
just utilizing the system here.
Yeah. So this is library
Let me-
plus D10 plus which attribute?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. That's going to be a 17.
That is well in excess of what you required, even with the circumstances against you. There are 3 primary people under you who are putting together this report, who have had their fingerprints, shall we say, on this report. William, Logan, and Kira. Moving through the database, checking the programming log, the notes of the last people who have updated this. With a 17, you were expecting there to be someone who fucked up, or who was trying to sabotage you on your team, your office. That's not what you find. The file was edited. You were able to determine what the issue is. An errant value was input incorrectly, causing a minor issue to one of the many formulas here. Nothing that's going to be obvious as a catastrophe in the moment, but with that being said, and being an expert in this personal project of yours, the projections, if this rounding error manifesting over time would have had a tremendous discrepancy. This came from an external source, an external signal outside the company. There is a fingerprint, shall we say, a signature, not of a person, but
Yeah.
this was done.
I'm going to sit here and take a long drag on my
You are
cigarette.
able to fix the issue,
Right.
where it came from.
Wondering if I should bring this up in the meeting. I finish off the cigarette, put it out, grab what I need for the next meeting. Now, this is, you said, clearly from an external source.
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to play this close to the vest then. And I'm going to take it directly to my boss after this meeting.
Okay. Noted. Indeed you do. In a montage of this, you are able to put over that smooth, that suave, that in any other circumstance would be considered insufferable arrogance, but is just a barrier to entry to be a good exec like yourself. The meeting goes well. Time to implement. Excellent. The issue has been resolved and you are confident that this is the correct course of action. Take it to the boss. You're screaming on the other side of the door. The corner office. Not enough to make out what is being said, but the tone and the cadence of raised voice to fists in walls to shattered data terms. It is a language particular to the corporate creature. And you can read it well enough. This is a bad moment.
Without realizing it, I realize that I'm smoking again right outside this office door and quickly put the cigarette out and put it into the plant that's just right outside. And I'm waiting for just even a moment of cessation of the violence inside.
It comes.
I give a little knock.
You hear something on the other end. What?
Sir, it's Jack. Got something important to discuss.
All right, get in.
I open the door, close it behind me.
Logan, I'll call you back. I'll call you back. slams the phone. What is it? The rolled up sleeves. The perspiration on the brow. The biopharmaceuticals for the heart implants are of course being shoveled in by the mouthful, no doubt. And the office is trashed. But you know full well this will be clean, spotless by morning.
Right. This is not the first time that I've
No.
seen this happen. Been present for it even. But as he stops, I'm going to look around for just a
Jack,
moment.
come in.
Say,
Excellent work. Excellent work.
said, yes.
I think you're right. Exactly the play. Save us big.
It will save us big. But this is what I need to discuss with you. We've got a bit of a problem. Someone tried to screw
What else
us
is new?
on this project. Right before I went in, I was doing my triple checking, quadruple checking. You know how meticulous I am.
do.
Someone edited our system. Someone fucked with the numbers. My first thought, obviously, Kira. It wasn't her. In fact, it wasn't from our system.
Are you sure it wasn't her?
I'm positive. I wouldn't be coming to you if I didn't.
About her, doesn't jive right.
I know, I'm still watching her. Don't worry about that. But I'm positive this came from an external source. I'm going to use our IT department to see what we can find. And depending on who this is, I'm going to request the company solo team to go and take a look. Knock on a door.
Do that. Make sure you find out who it is. Make sure they don't find out that you know.
You know me, I'm always discreet.
Always. Discretion. Be discreet. Be integral.
And I kind of, I nod and give him a little. And I walk out. Close the door behind me and kind of let out a breath.
Logan, where's those reports? So you hear is the...
I'm gonna look over to his secretary too and see if she's like staring at me or anything.
No, she's very good at her job. Is not phased.
Unfazed, good.
Or, you know, that's why she survived.
Right. I'm gonna then walk back to my office. Start. I'm gonna and then begin the phase of this plan of getting our IT guys to go in, find this digital fingerprint that I'm providing them with, and find out if they can tell me who it is. Before I get the company solo team involved, before I go knock down doors, knock teeth in, I want to know who this is.
As well you should. As you're writing up the correspondence, making the phone calls, doing what needs to be done, assembling an investigation team, audit team, what have you, to make this happen. Call comes through your internal comms. To you, not to the office.
This on a phone or like in my head?
You have an internal cyberware, correct?
I do, yeah. Well, I have I have one that allows me to put like data chips and whatnot in. I don't have any like a explicit communication module.
Got it. My error. This comes to your personal phone, not to the office phone.
Okay. I'm gonna open the phone. Flips open.
Okay. Of course, the sound effect is a necessary requisite.
Yeah. This is Jack.
What you hear is a kind of the voice is almost is obviously nondescript. There's not like an accent or an affectation. Voice is somewhat androgynous. It's not a robotic voice or a text-to-speech sort of thing, but something that keys to your sensibilities right away, given your particular background here. I've heard your name come up on the streets and in other areas as well. You have a reputation, diligence, discretion, quality work.
How'd you get this number?
Consider it a courtesy that this number has come to you personally, not to the corporate line. The gesture is intended as one of respect. You have a positive future, it is said, not without obstacles in the way. have a job. This payment will provide considerable mileage, resources, and information in overcoming those obstacles. Here you are a man of ambition.
I am, but I'm not exactly a freelancer right now.
One will be waiting a very long time to have the promotion given to them, rather than take outside efforts.
I'm gonna kind of like lean back, look out the door is cracked, just make sure no one's directly looking in. My ears kind of filter out sound, and just listening for maybe someone breathing outside the door. The quiet paranoia of this industrial Apple store that I work in,
Right.
starting to kind of press in.
No one is watching, as far as you can tell.
I'm gonna get a little quieter, lean into the phone. I'm interested. What is it?
I understand you're good at procuring things. This is no different.
You wouldn't be calling me if I was good. You gotta show me a little more
apologies.
respect than that.
Many people speak highly of you. You're better than good. More than that, you're willing and ambitious.
As I
I
look,
assume you are aware of a William Turner. You are aware of that name. That son of a bitch. At Excision Biopharmaceuticals. You have a rivalry, as indicated in your life backgrounds.
Right.
More than anything else.
yeah, I know him.
Well, I understand you are not on excellent terms. Completion of this job will hurt him considerably. I imagine that will sweeten the opportunity for you.
It does. But I imagine that this is also going to be quite substantial risk to myself and my own position. I want to hear more about this, but I don't want to talk over the phone, and certainly not here.
8 p.m., 8814 Bayshore Drive.
I'm writing this down really quickly. 8 p.m.
Driver in a car will be waiting for you. Take you and others to a place where more information can be shared.
All right. Then I don't think we have anything else to discuss, and I click the phone.
But the scene changes. Marcus, you are engaged in a, what would you say, in equal parts positive and equal parts infuriating conversation with an old colleague, or at least associate, shall we say, Mr. Luis, who is well aware of your situation. Do his best to help. Friend made in prison. If you're able to survive prison, well, it's one of the few things that means something in this hell of a world. A connection that actually isn't casually or easily broken. As many bones and bodies and muscles and Well, all sorts of things were broken in your multiple tenures spent in that at the state's hospitality, shall we say. He's pulled a couple strings to extend the date of your latest deadline. Perhaps Wayne isn't as generous as he wants to believe that he is, or claim that he is. But he's heard word on the streets, in his position as fixer, of a job on the market right now that would pay really well. And look, Omen, I know you're in between, do they say, rock and a hard place. You worked before, huh? He will come in handy, this job. Have a lot of experience, made a lot of connections to people. I'm still on the inside, people have gotten out. More than that, the circles you used to travel. Be big help in this job. But I hear the man putting this together, he wants this job done bad. There's considerable euro dollars. Compensate something well done. Nothing. I know you have a soft spot for we say needless brutality. Go in, find the man. Something I gather was taken. Bring it back, job is done. Everyone happy. Keep you by, you get to live the life you want. Maybe you save some away. Maybe you have enough. You're not drowning all the time. Maybe you do what I do. Make other poor bastards fight to stay alive.
LG, I can't do what you do. Can't afford one woman, let alone four.
Huh. You're not try hard enough. It's all in balancing and juggling the books, as they say.
Yeah, something like that. You know, I told my brother a long time ago that the Omen wouldn't become one of those places, but
I know.
the world's changing, LG.
Always does.
Every time we go in, every time we come out, different.
Well, if you don't want to do what I do, well, maybe you at the very least you have enough to. At least there you stop the world from spinning.
Well, we'll see.
What do you say?
Muffle the phone and... Anton, bring me a bourbon!
Good thing.
Fuck! Fuck, LG.
I know
Fuck.
in your language that is a yes.
Fuck!
I send you the details.
Alright, see you and the wife, the kids on Thursday.
Always.
Alright.
Be happy to see you.
And I'll try and keep the wives straight this time and that cause an argument.
Be always happy to have you.
Fucking Russian
See you soon.
bastard.
Like,
Fuck! I just like tossed like absentmindedly just huck the phone into the fucking river.
Fuck! Your boy knows to sort of duck it as he comes in, sets the bourbon down, and another thing gets thrown as the door opens. Theo, you have to duck out of the way as
The serving tray just comes frisbeeing back into the room. Fuck! Hey, dick sucker.
Oh, me?
I walk over, I got like a half-smoked cigarette. Drop it on the table.
I pick it up, just take a long drag, I've been needing this all day long.
Spin the wooden chair around. Down top of it, the elbows pointing out. Marcus has a twitch. There's an absent-mindedness to him. He has the cyber eyes that change colors. So rather than fidgeting with something physically, he'll often just flick through the different colors that his eyes do as he sits down, and they are sort of pulsing through the different chromatic colors, selecting on that color wheel type of.
My eye, when I see that, I start mimicking it. Because with my right eye, that's a cyber eye, and I go, "You look like you have something on your mind, sir."
You look like a big fucking nerd.
What gave it away is I put my virtuosity glasses up on my forehead. So?
Well, judging by your tab that still hasn't been paid, and the fact that you've been essentially drinking piss water and iguana blood, you're almost as hard up as the bar.
You know, I think we're all hard up around here. Always looking for work.
Right. That's the dick sucking. Got it. Look. There's an opportunity. I don't know shit about it. But I know in this day and age, it's not going to be a simple smash and grab. So, you can fucking tag along. You can settle up and
to take the last drag of the cigarette. I do owe you for this, so I'll go. What's the pay?
Fuck, are you a nerd and deaf? I said I didn't know shit about the job.
You have to know what it pays.
You have to know. I said I don't know shit about the job.
So how am I supposed to know anything about what I'm going to be doing?
I suppose that's what they'll tell us when we get there. Minotaur. 3 bourbons.
You know what?
I'll take the one, put it down in front of you, and Minotaur one. Living,
Sure.
die trying.
Why not?
Fuck yeah.
So when does this job start?
I pull up my the sleeve. I have a one of the synth watches just embedded in the skin. I look at the time. Fuck! Tonight. I knew that date sounded familiar. Fuck! Fuck. Minotaur, you gotta close again.
He's going back to the wife.
Well, sometime tonight, catch a taxi. I'll head over to. I sort of spin this like hastily scrawled like cocktail napkin with the world's worst fucking handwriting on it. Like the letters and numbers and shapes. Fuck knows, right? The address.
Well, I don't know what I'm reading here, so you just tell me when we need to go.
And with that, the scene changes. The sun descends. Below the horizon, below the waves, below tall structures, the Miami skyline. You reopen in an area to the far to the west of where all of these activities have been taking place. Not quite as west as swampy wastes of the glade, but west of Coral Gables, far away from more reliable traffic and such things. There is a a parking lot and what was a bus station. Well, it is a bus stop. A line no longer comes here. Has long since been defunded and relegated elsewhere. Although perhaps for some sense of kitsch, nostalgia, or perhaps neglect, which is far more likely, the station itself and the parking lot therein have been left unaccosted, apart from the elements. As the three of you are present, whoever arrives first, who is sort of irrelevant, but well, two strangers and a nerd arrive for a meet. Driver, which all of you have been advised will be here, has not yet arrived. Although, to be fair, there is still a couple minutes to 8 o'clock p.m. But I give the scene over to you as one after another taxi cabs of perhaps denoting different levels of quality of different areas of the city. One with a functioning engine and air conditioning system that has been washed within the last decade is dropping off Jack, while a similar conveyance as you rode earlier this afternoon, Omen, bringing you after the sun goes down this place. I'll give the scene to you all. And at this point, I would like you all to describe your characters fully.
So Jack is the last to arrive here. Steps out of the considerably nicer taxi than either of you have. You see first, it's like the door opens, foot comes out, Italian leather shoes, young guy, like maybe 20, 21, steps out in like perfectly tailored suit, white linen shirt, no tie. It is nighttime, but he is wearing, of course, chrome-plated sunglasses. And he's sitting there finishing off a cigarette, steps out and kind of looks to both of you and just flicks the cigarette out. Says, "This the rest of the crew?"
guess you can suck his dick. He's got cigarettes.
Right. I've been actually just leaning up against a dumpster. You see, my Theo he's got a long straight hair done in a mullet with a tie-dye bandana a la 80s Bret Michaels look. You see in his eyes, the right eye is a cyber eye with the left eye being blue. But he's got 2 scars over his eyes. He's wearing a paint splattered Doc Martens, pastel neon Doc Martens, the black mini skirt over black jeans, a leather scuba jacket with pastel neon lighted seams through it that constantly are changing just randomly. And then 80s inspired 3D virtuality goggles that he has
Nice.
over it.
I did neglect to mention the most important and distinctive feature is his haircut is completely shaved on the side and the back and has that kind of zoomer perm that's looks so ridiculous today in today's world.
And when Marcus brings up the dick sucking because of the smoke, I look over at Jack and go, I don't need any smokes now, but maybe later I'll suck your dick.
I say, well, it's great that you don't need any smokes because I don't have any. And I pull out another cigarette and start smoking it.
Wonderful.
Excellent.
Marcus is sat back on the bench, foot up on a stump, a bottle, who knows. Imagine Chris Christopherson in his 20s, 30s. He's got the coiffed hair, a little bit long in the back. He's got that southern chiseledness, that Texan sort of look to him. His eyes are currently this vivid neon green. The tattoos play across his skin as they are the LED ink light tattoos. Wearing a heavy leather jacket that's been pushed up and cuffed in that 80s sort of, I roll my jacket up. His sunglasses are flipped up. They're on the back of his head in that way that you know he's an asshole because he wears his sunglasses on the back of his head. His jeans look like at some point they were top of the line, designer. The rips, the tears, they are put there by an artiste. Those days are long gone. They are oil stained. There's bits of fryer oil, motorbike oil, boat oil that adorn them. There is the obvious bulge of a firearm, a large one under his jacket. The boots, again, at some point, designer. Those self-lacing combat boots that were all the rage some 10 years ago that no one wears now. He's got a I am fucking rock t-shirt on, and it's his fucking face like on the t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
It's good that both of you are not able to see my eyes at the moment because they are rolling into the back of my skull.
Right. Understandably and encouraged.
Yeah.
I didn't forget to say it. I have scarring all around my hand, like spiral scarring around my hand too. My right hand.
Like the level of disdain that you would be seeing in my eyes right now, in Jack's eyes rather. It's a good thing he's wearing glasses.
Yeah. And to put it over, like, talking a low attractiveness, right? Like, not the front man.
Yeah.
Attractiveness.
I am...
but a big fucking dude. Like, a big dude.
I am, like, extraordinarily attractive. A little bit of, like, a pretty boy look to it, but looking incredibly out of place with these two goblins.
Well, troll and goblin.
Yeah.
As Marcus stands up and like 6'6",
Whew.
300 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm 5'8".
Big dude.
So yeah, there's a towering guy next to me.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm about 6 foot, so this is I'm right in the I'm Goldilocks.
That's right. Did you
So-
also bring a friend?
I don't have any friends. Only
Fucking
associates.
checks out.
So are you the
Is
one
it-
that called us for this job?
Said no, just told to be here at 8 p.m. I'm losing interest by the second.
You have anything? This guy's got nothing. You have anything about this job? How much it pays even?
I'm gonna start looking around and be like, some things are worth more than money. And I'm just looking around to see if there's, anybody approaching the building we're standing in front of. I'm gonna turn around and, kind of walk up to the door, see if it opens. If I can just push the door open.
The door is locked, although the lock is archaic at this point. It likely would not, especially with the mountain of cybernetics and meat standing not too far from you. But as you look about several minutes, 3-4 minutes, you see the faded or the occluded illumination of headlights turning southbound on the road that this parking lot opens up into. You see a heavily modified, armored out a Grand Touring vehicle, perhaps fashionable, not state of the art, or you weren't talking about a Lambo or something equivalent in current age, but new 17 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But well cared for, and heavily armored out, modded. Engine work has been done. There's no decal work, but performance has been put into this vehicle. It moves with the low, throaty rumble of its engine, which probably is not the same engine that this car came with, as it turns slowly into the parking lot. Headlights remain on, I should say, casting the sort of light on you, and not affecting Jack with the mirror shade sunglasses. Either Marcus either has to acquiesce and don the shades, or squint somewhat.
My eyes
Through
actually
shadows.
glaze over,
Ah,
mirrored as I have
That's
including eyes, and just
very important. The three shadows of three strangers casting on the abandoned, derelict lot behind you. Out walks the car sort of leans as this guy gets out. Not as tall as you, Omen, but certainly heavier. As a brick shithouse of a man walks out, or a cybernetic shithouse, cybered up to the fucking gills. The leather, brown, nut-colored brown leather trench coat, sleeves sort of rolled back and tied over a armor weave jacket coming below the actual coat, ending right at the wrist. These large, almost oversized cufflinks, almost allowing for them to be adjusted as well, perhaps to accommodate weaponry or other surprises if the need calls for it. And this is a man who looks like he has called upon such a need many times. Heavy pistol hanging at his side, combat boots, metal toed. They ring ever so slightly as his heavy feet strike the asphalt of the parking lot here. The lines on the hands and the lines on the face are visible evidence of extensive cybernetic augmentation having been done. This is a man of mixed Southeast Asian descent, standing in between, maybe just under your height, Jack. Looks all of you over. Well, I guess that's all. Leap. It'll take you to the place. I understand we all have a job to do.
Personally, I'd like to know what the job is before I take another step with you.
So would I. I was told to pick the rest of you up. Seems like an extra step to me. Fair enough. Although, now I suppose I can see why. I mean, you have wheels.
I'm looking around.
Let's go.
Like, I'm
head
like
to the
looking down
car.
the street. Is there like a cab? Maybe. I'm like, I don't know about this. I
No.
Take the final
it's
drag. Yeah. Toss the cigarette. And go get in the car.
He lets you. This guy has, certainly to you, Omen, having multiple runs in prison, and the life that you've had, actually for, honestly for all of you, given your childhoods, but it's probably most prevalent to you, Omen, as the experiences have been most visceral and recent to you of extreme violence, in a sort of unmitigated manner. This is someone who, reading body language is this guy screams solo to you. This is a man who trades in bullet and blood on the daily. That is the overwhelming sense you get. He lets you get in the car. It's if you all get in, it's a very tight fit, but it can be made to do.
I'm getting really uncomfortable with this. This guy, he's giving me a little bit of cyber psycho vibes. He's got like on the edge. He's that modded out. I'm starting to think that maybe this might not have been the best decision.
Yeah. Most important question: who's taking shotgun?
I already took shotgun.
God damn it!
Okay.
All right.
Didn't call for it. Well,
And
I'm not riding
out
bitch. That's all that.
through the windows.
you snooze, you lose.
Yeah, I jumped right into there.
I got in first, so I slide all the way to the other seat and take the other window
it.
seat. Yeah.
Understood. Again, you have the interior of this car. There's like slots on here for like holding shotguns. They're not in there right now. This guy perhaps has the sense, also not trusting you or not wanting you to use such things against him.
I'm like tinkering with stuff. Just kind of like buttons and the
touch that
windows. Like my hands constantly
just how I like it. Reason for everything. Let you know if the job calls for it. If we need this old girl here, I'll let you know what you need to know. Until then, hell of a motley crew. But I don't ask questions that way.
I'm just keeping my mouth shut until we find out any more details about this.
And he keeps his mouth shut too, unless asked a question. This is like silence is deafening. You're in with and maybe you're right, a fucking lunatic, a cybered out madman, who has killed and no doubt will do again, and maybe he'll do tonight with all of you. Just being in the close, stifling proximity, it's certainly to a quote-unquote normal person, supremely intimidating and supremely uncomfortable. Different opinions, but unless anyone wishes to talk to each other or talk to him, the vehicle proceeds, moving in a montage. This exchange taking 15 minutes, between 15 and 20. You don't turn back towards the coast, moving north by northeast, skirting along the exterior of where the newer, more cultivated areas of Miami begin, and where a lot of a truly old tech really remains prevalent. Older architecture of brick and concrete rather than newer engineering or architectural materials. But car parks after a time in this montage. See the faded sign in the distance, which is sparked with illuminating neon of a sort of caricatured Cuban cartoon character, almost, and something that perhaps would be some degree of offensive to our modern day, and all the better for it.
Yeah. But remember, this is the far future of 2020, so things are different.
Exactly. Precisely. But the fiery neon illumination, blazing the words Cuba Cuba Dos, are present, and the actual smell of fairly pleasant, real food of a sort of Cuban style. No doubt you are all familiar with that, as that is a significant cultural aspect of Miami, as opposed to a different area of North America, to be certain. Car pulls to a stop. There is a almost quaint, almost cafe eatery of that southern aesthetic to it, and adjoined to that is a kind of small warehouse or storage area, an annexed, more utilitarian and ugly portion of what makes this sort of entire building. Car turns around to the loading area to the back of this essentially restaurant. It is not packed. There are a few people here, and you do hear the sounds of the music being played in the parking lot and coming from the windows and the open doorway as well. Certainly not the anticipated location of a meet such as this, with a grimaced furrowing of the brows. Your burly chauffeur parks the car, turns the key. You all leave, exit the vehicle. After a short order, you see a gentleman of vaguely Oriental descent, although mixed somewhat. This person doesn't look natively Japanese, let's say, or Chinese, perhaps a native of the area. Exits back of this loading dock, meeting you here. Good evening. Thank you for all coming. I appreciate the short notice and vague details. I'm pleased to see you all. Yeah.
How is this man dressed again?
This man is dressed in not a suit as nice as no tie, first two buttons unbuttoned, a slightly wider shirt lapel than yours is, Jack. Charcoal black and a off-white but tinged ever so slightly blue collared shirt. Has a watch, nice dress shoes, but not opulent or extravagant. No jewelry. It's a nice but unassuming suit, if that makes sense.
A working man, but not the exec level stuff that I'm usually rubbing elbows with. Okay.
Correct. That is the case. Oh. I see. You are unsilent, so we are eager to begin the discussions. He's eager to speak to you as well. Fleet, it is good to see you again. Pleasure. Word for you, the last job was very well done. We'll tend to that business first. Come this way, gentlemen.
Follow.
Yep, I'm going to follow him. I'm going to let the other two kind of go ahead of me, though. So I'm just going to kind of look around. I'm trying to figure out if I can place what kind of shadowy underworld figure this is.
Sure. Nothing comes to mind yet, but perhaps more will come into play as you enter into this. So you enter through the loading area, and in the back here it's noticeably cooler. The emanations of air conditioning system or like a freezer system are wafting through this place, which is actually fairly refreshing to you all, given this tilted humidity and the heat, even at night in the heart of Miami. You are moved through a wide but not particularly long corridor, unassuming blank walls, the far end, there are two double doors which open up into a what honestly looks like a lounge. It's not. It's very Spartan, but it's maybe a different space which has been turned into like a meeting place. You hear the noise of the actual restaurant business. There's a staircase beyond two other double doors that almost look like the doors going into and out of like an area, like the restaurant area. You sort of see the join in between that area of this structure.
As we're walking through, I am very conspicuously looking around at cameras and, just getting a layout of
there are
what
cameras
are on. Yeah, obviously, like what ones are on, and just kind of getting a feel for that, but not like sneakily, like clearly, like yep,
yeah,
there's
they're visible.
There's one.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for sure.
Very not caring about it, just making recognition of it.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. And he directs you all to just there to the left. I'll be with you in just a moment. Philippe, about that last job. There's a door to the other end of the other side of the hallway. He opens the door and sort of ushers him on in. And as soon as he does so, he just takes out a gun and blows him away. Just shoots him in the back of the head.
This is the solo, the guy who drove us?
Yeah.
God damn, okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. Philippe
is the guy who picked us up.
Boom!
Yeah.
And he just got blasted.
Yeah.
Okay.
I apologize for that, gentleman.
Fuck.
Philippe was called here for a different matter.
I'm like, the cigarette just kind of falls out of my mouth.
You see, like, the interior of the room. There's like a freezer. There's been a tarp sort of set out, and you see there's other people that just like immediately get to business.
I mean, I'm like absent-mindedly like getting another cigarette to light. And I'm like kind of shaking as I'm lighting it.
Sure.
Yeah, I stiffen up noticeably.
Sure. Just there. With you in a moment. And he just leaves. Like, apologies, gentlemen.
That's a
He
hell of a
exits
first
stage right.
impression. Oh my god.
Is there anybody like visible inside that freezer actively cleaning it right now or anything?
Yeah, there's like two people
Like
who just like cover him up in the sort of thick clear plastic tarp.
Yeah.
They shut the door, but there's a window inside, and you can sort of see movement.
I look to Marcus and I'm like, and this is why I wanted to know how much we are getting paid.
Oh, you have a price for being shot in the back of your fuck.
No, I have a price that I don't get shot in the back of the head.
Yeah. Anything over zero. Anything over zero is what I charge to not be shot in the back of the fucking head.
Fair enough.
Oh, ready to drive?
I know how to push a gas pedal and steer a wheel.
I got a cheap car sitting outside.
If you idiots
Pretty
think
well.
that stealing a car and leaving right now is a good idea,
I was just about to say, I don't think we want to leave, but we can remember it's
Let's-
there.
at a
I
bare
was
minimum,
offering to sell you a car. He's not using it.
I would say the bare minimum is we hear what this guy has to say, and then maybe we can make an exit. But gentlemen, I think we're on the hook for this.
Always smoke 2 cigarettes at the same time.
Well, I dropped the other, so I tend not to put
I
my
just-
mouth on things that come from the street.
I just elbow you and point towards a cigarette on the ground. free.
I'm kind of like dumbfounded. Like, what?
I don't make a move to pick it up, but I 100%.
Yeah, I do.
100%. Yeah.
I grab it. I look at Jack and I'm like, "Thank you, sir, for dropping your cigarette."
Oh my god. I'm not shaking anymore, but like the color hasn't really come back to my face. I'm just waiting for Mr. Slightly Oriental to show up again.
I'm going to sit down, perhaps on a large, like the larger of the chairs that are available in this.
Yeah, there are. So there are like a coffee table. There is a very sparse bar that's been set up. Unfortunately, it is not stocked with anything, but it is there. Again, this is almost like think office furniture type thing. It's clean but not stylish or particularly comfortable, but it is there. A couch, a couple potted plants in here that are all synthetic, of course. There is like 3 stairs that lead up to a door out of here. There is like one of the walls is has that reflective sheen of a screen. Like, it can be activated to turn it into can display something. Any controls are not visible to you in this moment. There are cameras here as well, because I know cameras were asked for.
Not for nothing, but the last time in the back of a restaurant, 4 hookers, cocaine.
That might be nice.
Where the fuck do you hang out, man?
You ever heard of the Prom?
Can't say that I have.
Big synth club a few years ago. We used to headline there. Jake, the owner, liked to have he called it the dressing room.
I kind of I'm looking at him. I'm trying to. Is anything ringing a bell about his face? Would I know his band?
Well,
I mean, probably like in the way that you would know,
how big were you guys?
Like enough to headline like up and coming clubs 10 years ago.
Okay.
Like we were a thing 10 years ago.
Right. Like, are you? What was the name of your band?
Oh,
doesn't matter. We'd be like, holy shit! I used to listen to you when I was a kid.
Fuck.
What the fuck? Small world, man.
Yeah. And so like he turns and he pulls down this leather jacket, and harpies is tattooed across the back of his neck.
What happened to you?
Well, Jackson shot me. I shot him. And he shot his wife. Then I went to prison for it. That sums it up.
Oh, so you shot his wife. Okay. All right.
and you recognize that, of course, as the front man, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Yeah, Jackson would have been the...
Yep.
All right. I just assumed that you actually did commit the crime.
as did everybody on the jury.
Yeah.
Right. And on this strange, uncanny note of recognition, if not, perhaps not starstruck, but definitely dumbfounded. The door into this den, basically, opens. A gentleman in a mahogany suit and a midnight blue collared shirt enters in. Not the same individual, a man of Middle East. Good evening, gentlemen. Apologize for the shock, pleasantness. Another portion of this evening's business that had to be taken care of, but served a purpose in bringing you here to this meeting. I assure you that circumstance has nothing to do with what we are here to discuss. I appreciate the quickness and promptness of your response, the eagerness to hear what I have to discuss, share. Would you care for beverage?
I'm fine. I just want to know why we're here.
Fair enough. You make
Yeah, I'll
fun
take whatever
of
you're
all.
pouring.
I'm like, oh, God, this idiot.
Fair enough. You see the sort of whirring of some kind of cyberware behind the eyes as if some information is being conveyed. After a moment, like a chef from the restaurant basically comes out and it's like giving you like a Modelo or something like that. Not anything. There's no ceremony here, better or for worse. That is given to you and anyone else who asked for anything. Yeah, that is basically provided, like a bottled alcohol. It's not the piss that you were drinking earlier, Theo, but it's it's not Eller. It's just a drink, As I said, you can call me if you are going to call me anything. You may do so as Bernard. Nice to say and to get to a point that's long been belabored. I represent an group of individuals who have an unpleasant recent history. A man, well, I shall just call him Manny for the moment. More information I will provide you once our conversation is concluded. Manny has taken something from my benefactors, my employers. They and I eagerly wish to have a conversation with Manny and have what was ungraciously taken returned safe and sound. This is a job for which you have all been and through different channels been informed about. Small number of individuals is preferable for their discretion or the ability to sometimes get more done. Too many cooks and all of that. Moreover, your quarry has been giving me and mine a merry chase, shall we say, for several months at this point. He and I have only recently come to Miami. This goose chase has taken us across West Asia, Southern Europe, and now here, the east coast of North America. I'm not averse to traveling, but this job has become tiresome, and I am eager to see it concluded. I am looking to not have to book an additional suite of flight tickets to the next place Manny decides to hole up in a misguided attempt to remain unseen. Additionally, a number of my associates who have aided me in the past have not yet established themselves here, and so I am forced to rely upon outside help. This is why I come to you. It is the hope that people such as yourselves who are familiar, who are native to Miami City, the movers and shakers involved will wrap up this job quickly and effectively.
So what did Manny take from you?
Let us say that genetic material that is proprietary and not for unauthorized eyes or unauthorized usage for that matter. It was taken from a facility belonging to my employer. This data, this material, is no doubt valuable to certain other parties, some corporate, some less legal, or less overt, for a variety of different ends. I do not know what desires of such things might be for all parties involved, but I imagine, and I have considerable reason to suspect, that, like myself, Manny is tired of this case and is hoping at last to unload with a quickness the material that he has stolen. I have reason to believe that even if it costs him a considerable percentage of the profit he had expected to make, our previous run-ins together, I think, have convinced him the value of jettisoning material, not his losses, as it were. That being said, it makes the job ever more crucial that it be done quickly and effectively. Manny's habits, files, associates, I and my employer know these. It would be very burdensome to have to establish an entirely new organization, particularly, or entirely new investigation, particularly if buyers in question are more established, more connected than one man on the run.
I can see why you brought me in.
He nods.
I have some connections. I think I know who will be interested in setting up a buy.
That is good to know. That, no doubt, will be exceptionally helpful.
And I have to warn you.
I have
I do have to warn you, I understand the message that has been sent here. I have no interest in crossing you. But if this isn't taken care of fast, my employer will find out about this, and he will be interested in buying.
Well, for all our benefits, I believe we can see quite clearly that it is mutually advantageous that this issue be resolved. And allow me to be candid in that my employers, I have been authorized to be quite generous in seeing this handled. And my personal desire to get this done, I alluded to previously, is not without its own generosity. Compensation will be commensurate with the skill with which this matter is handled. Annie has had a number of associates, jobs, interests, shall we say. A bit of a, would you say, what was that old archaic word? A bohemian. His proclivities. A person of passionate hands. And indeed, spent a considerable amount of time here in Miami before coming back, and now, due to his present circumstances. My team has been able to identify a small number of associates, locations that he had previously had association with. That is indeed provided here, and he hands off. He leaves it like on the a plastic sheen of pale blue folder containing the smooth cream sheets, basically, in their texture. So plastic, synth paper with a number of dossiers upon them, printouts, readouts, and such things. You may peruse these at your convenience. Let me rephrase that. Convenience is the last thing that either of us have at this moment, but may do so in your own time. Put it that way. This is the task. If there are no questions.
What's the bottom line here? Annie and the data? At the very minimum, Manny. Very minimum, data.
At the very minimum, the data. Although it would be very pleasing to me personally, and to my employers, to have Manny returned minimally, or at least not grievously harmed. After all, how he did what he did is still a matter of great interest among us all.
I go over and pick up the dossier. Start going through it.
If and when give me this new location, and the length of this pursuit has made me a bit cynical. But if then you have need to reach me, the job is done or any other considerable or notable development, you may reach me. Yeah. He hands like a chip for you all to contact information to call, basically.
I'm gonna take the chip and pop that in. Does this allow me to like download the information into like internal memory?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes. It does as well. You said you were grabbing the folder with the files. You perusing through this, or were you just...
Yeah, no, I'm like...
So what they are, they're... You have had dealings with corporations, with other more established actions, how you get your programs, your cyberware, your gear, your devices. These are very well written. It's not extensive. These aren't maybe the four-page a piece. Dossiers on the basic biography, locations, habits. It's an intel report on two individuals and 3 different locations, which are noted here in Miami, within the city. Manny is, of course, one of them. He is on the top. There is another woman named Susan Dossinger, and not in parentheses, in quotation marks, or sort of alias. Susie Shimmer is labeled here as well. There is also a brief file regarding a location known only as The Place and Club Purgatory. One is a bar, one is a nightclub. Place is a bar. Without reading it, fully, the information that you gather.
And this is like last known locations, or what is the relevance of this information?
So, yes, last known associates and last known locations.
Got it.
Last known locations are somewhat dated. With the help of cyberware, essentially this Susie is a former fling, a former lover of Manny. It is known in this file she is a socialite of sorts, but this file denotes that she has had multiple dealings with some manner of organized crime in Miami. This report doesn't have what those are. Either they weren't able to find it, or there wasn't enough time before the meeting took place. But that is the case. There is a address for her current legal residence there. Manny also was a frequent patron of The Place, a kind of dive bar on the western coast near the edge of like the Everglades, a real shithole type location. Not a place that only you would want to be caught dead, Jack, or
Yeah.
worse, alive. It would be better to be caught dead there.
Yeah.
And Club Purgatory, I'm going to say you've actually...
Yeah, I've
there.
probably been there like several times.
Yeah, it is a happening place. It's a bit on the downturn in terms of
How
like
hot.
flavor of the month.
Yeah.
It was yeah. But it's still quite a place, but it's
it wouldn't be an embarrassment for me to show up at this point,
would not
but
be an
you know, it's like
you really want to impress, yeah.
Right.
I mean, if this was 6 weeks ago it would be, but
yeah, exactly. It was a very long time ago though.
ages.
All right. Well, I mean, I think that is the guy still here, or is the business kind of
He's still
conducted?
here.
Okay, he's still here. Okay, cool.
He's not going to wait there for the space of time has been moments in game.
Right. Okay.
Or any other.
So I'm gonna mention
discuss.
Purgatory. I've been there. That's definitely
Good.
a place we can check out.
I say we start there if you know that place. If our business is concluded, I look into the gentleman that gave us the job. Then we'll be on our way.
The business is just started. It's far from concluded.
Sure. And I just start
Exactly how generous are you planning on being baseline?
I find it distasteful to use numbers, but you have quite a reputation, Mr. Omen. Several reputations. I suppose you have earned that much. Is there a number in your mind that is attractive to you? I'm aware of your current difficulties. I can assure you that if this job is done promptly and completely, your current battles with the local municipalities will be a thing of the past.
That's a good start.
Nods. Gentlemen, you have my contact information. If you'll excuse me, other business requires my attention. I believe you have everything you need.
Then I head out to get out of the building.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow as well, but I've cooled down considerably at this point. The shock of the violence has passed.
Yeah, and you see, there's if any of you dare to look into the, it's been expertly cleaned.
Yeah.
You would not know anything happened.
I'm gonna walk out. And when we get kind of into the parking lot, a little bit farther away from just the hustle and bustle of this restaurant warehouse space, I'm gonna turn to them and say, I think starting at Purgatory is a good idea. I know an idiot who's probably involved in trying to get this, trying to set up a buy for this. I figure I can get him to come down. Maybe I can get him a little drunk, a little fucked up, and he can spill some info for us.
Great. I will reach out to my contacts and see what they do. And like as I'm saying that, I'm basically typing to my friend just the hard details. Like I was here doing a job, Purgatory, the place, bio data. See what you can find, because me and her have that connection that we just will send.
Are you being any more specific?
No, just hard details. Don't want to, she does what she wants to.
Got it.
She wants to look it up,
Okay.
but just kind of like what I saw quickly going through the dossier,
Understood.
taking out compensation and stuff. I'll tell her about that. So,
Scene is yours, gentlemen.
I'm gonna.
We're on the loading dock side of things.
Correct.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull open my phone, and I'm gonna dial my my little rival over there. If you'll remind me of his name is William, correct?
The guy from the other
Yeah, the other corp.
guy from audits.
No. This is the guy from the other corp that was potentially going to be hurt by this whole transaction.
Ah, I understand. Yes. Yeah, you can call him up. Of course, you have his number.
Yeah. And yeah. All right. I'm waiting for him to pick up.
It rings 3 times. It's declined.
Ugh.
And then, like 1 minute later, he called.
Okay. Fucking son of a bitch. Say, this is Jack.
You know who this is. What do you want?
Listen, I got my tail between my legs right now, all right? I'm likely getting the axe this week. I'm looking for new opportunities. Meet me at Purgatory.
Bullshit, you wouldn't be calling me if you were in the axe.
I don't want to work for you, you idiot. I know you've got connections, though. Just come down to Purgatory. Get a couple drinks with me.
Make me a social roll.
Okay. Is this the social skill, or...
Correct. Or unless there is something else that you think is appropriate.
No, I mean, I think this works. And that's with, which attribute? Cool?
Empathy.
Empathy.
Empathy. There we go. 15.
Okay. Well, I did fucking kill it at that meeting. So, I suppose I could use an opportunity to blow off some steam as well. All right.
All right, I'll see you there at midnight, all right? I'll bring an
Great,
8-ball.
girls.
We'll split it.
Girls?
Of course there's going to be girls. What do you expect?
Of course. Well, I mean, I don't know. Heard some things.
You got to show me a little
Jack.
more respect than that, all right?
Fair enough.
All right, I just
See
hang
you
up
at,
on him. There's a...
Yep. He'll get there when he gets there.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yep. That works.
So it looks like I'm driving.
Yes, sir.
I get in the Felipe's
Yeah.
car.
Yeah?
He
Okay.
doesn't need it anymore.
Fair enough.
I'm also in the car. Yeah, we're
Yep, I
yeah.
understand. Where are you going?
Oh,
Right
sure. It was weird when I said, let's take the car. Sort of slammed the back door.
You can see I'm like remembering how to drive. So I'm like he.
I'm not going to call for a drive roll to.
Yeah, I have
Just-
a 1 though, so I don't
just
really know what I'm
drive.
doing.
so it's not a very fun ride.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
obeying
I put
the
it in
speed limit
reverse
and everything.
once. Yeah,
All right, so
and head to Purgatory.
we're
Okay.
while we're on the road, I'm gonna kind of turn and be like, look, anyone want to make any stops? I'm armed, but I'm not sure where this is headed. I'm gonna tell you now, though. This guy, I mean, I have to get him pretty fucked up tonight, and If he lets some details slip, we're gonna have to act quick. He's not an
This is
idiot.
a friend of yours.
Say that one more time.
A friend of yours.
Not exactly.
So how do we get in contact with each other? I just realized I don't even know your guys' names.
Well, right now you're in the driver's seat, so if you want to talk to important pants, you look to your right. And if you want to talk to punch you in the face, you look in the rear mirror.
Yes, because that's what I meant in the whole thing.
Gentlemen,
I'm talking
gentlemen.
about when he gets to the club.
My name is Jack. I will give you my phone number.
Lucky me.
Thank you. You can call me
Hey.
Theo. Cypher Theo.
And what do I call
Oh.
you?
Never heard someone lisp a TH before. Name's Marcus. Most people call me Omen.
Omen. All right.
Okay, Marcus.
We stop here, and I just like put this like meaty finger against like the windshield, like I'm reaching up past you, like a fucking Circle K.
Okay, I'll pull into the Circle K.
Get out. I walk to the trunk. I open it. I am very curious what hardware this guy had in his trunk. I know guys like him.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I'm not really
When he
thinking
does that-
that way, but as you're like opening it up, I'm kind of like, oh yeah.
Yeah, when I realize what he's doing, I'm also like where I was tinkering around before. I'm like really looking at the driver's side of the car.
Oh yeah. I will provide you in written form the specific mechanical details, but a lot of nice things.
No.
This guy was his own squad. The trunk is filled, not filled to the brim, but it's meant for this purpose, to store additional arsenals. There are submachine guns, pistols.
So looking through, I look for that
Shotguns.
box that has the red stripe across it of the ammo
Yep.
in the 15 millimeter size. I take I have a big ass heavy, very heavy pistol. I
Yep.
set it down. I eject it. I clear my shitty pawn shop ammo out of it.
Yeah.
I
this is the
grab-
good shit.
I grab 8 rounds of armor piercing and just kunk.
Yes, I was about to say there's regular ammo and armor piercing.
Kunk.
I'm gonna
I love the sound of this stuff.
I'm gonna actually look at that and be like, wow, yeah, I hadn't really thought of that. I'm gonna do the same thing. Mag out, clear it, and just all 3 mags that I have, I'm gonna fill up with armor piercing as well.
So
I'm in a 9mm.
when you die, can I give that to my goddaughter?
I say, I don't think I'm gonna die tonight. All right, that sort of thing doesn't happen to my kind. Maybe to yours.
Literally.
No disrespect.
And I leave the trunk open. I
Yeah.
walk into the Circle K. I acquire myself some beef jerky. I acquire myself a 40.
Of
I acquire myself some synth Twizzlers.
course,
And,
those are the only Twizzlers that are in stock.
Right.
The soy Twizzlers and the soy Cliff Bars.
Fuck yeah.
The protein percentage is in the negative somehow.
Yeah.
Right.
It's got extra phytoestrogens in it.
Precisely.
the Schlitz synth malt liquor.
Yep.
Yeah, I walk out with like a 6-pack of those, and I just boonk onto the trunk.
I'm gonna politely decline, sir, but we are gonna need to stop back at my place. I need to pick up my own supplies.
It also occurs to you, Jack, there's no way that Marcus is getting in the club. Probably maybe you're not sure about Theo.
Yeah.
He is not dressed stylish, but he has like the schizo fashion aesthetic
Yeah.
enough that he might be let in just why not? He's wacky enough. There's no way Omen
Mr.
is
Serious
passing
here.
passing the dress code test.
Right.
So are you looking at me because you're gonna kiss me, or is there a problem?
No, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, buddy, but you're not exactly dressed properly for the venue. Not only that, again, no offense, but I don't know.
Unless you were performing. Unless he was performing.
Well, that's a good point. I don't think I know. I don't think I'd know who books the place, but
probably not. You're not in like that.
No, I'm not connected like that in this way.
Yeah.
I'm very good at going to the club. I'm not connected to the club. Yeah. They'd be like, look, unless you're on stage, there's no way they're gonna let a guy with your face in there.
Fine. And
How about
I
this?
shell out of this large leather jacket, and I angrily like pull the liner out of it. Fuck. I put it on, and I click the sleeve, and it lights up in these sort of 80s advertisement neon colors that like move across the back. Ugh. Fuck. My eyes whir, and these two martini glasses with little 8 balls as the olives come onto the lenses, and they start rocking back and forth.
Nice.
Hate this shit.
I'm like, all right. I guess this ain't the first time you've done this before.
Oh, I've played for morons before too.
Nice. Love it.
Yeah, I'm internally, I'm starting to kind of dig this guy a little bit. I was not expecting this twist in his fashion and adaptability.
That's right. The scene moves
right.
forward as we take it to Jack's
My apartment.
condo.
Yeah, my condo.
Okay.
Excuse me. Yeah. So I'm gonna basically rush up the stairs and be like, just stay down here. Go inside quickly. I'm putting on a different shirt, different jacket.
Good evening, sir.
The doorman, I presume. And I just kind of wave to him as I walk by. Run upstairs. Immediately, place perfectly immaculate. It's like every, expensive appliance that you
Patrick
have
Bateman's
inside.
a condo.
Exactly. This is Patrick Bateman's condo in 2020. Very quickly, put on some new clothes. Go over to my dresser where I click a button and the drawer comes out. Everything is perfectly folded. I open kind of overturn some of the clothes into the back. Of course, there is a small box that I take out. Open it up, and inside are my party supplies. So I'm going to grab an 8-ball and some pills, close it up, and before I leave the apartment, I'm going to pop whatever the equivalent of Cyberpunk ecstasy is, knowing that I'm going to have to sell this pretty hard.
Of course.
And I head back down.
Right. Very good. You know the way. The scene moves in a montage with the rush of the drugs kicking in. The radio, no doubt, playing as you zoom across the black and neon streets beneath full moon above, clear skies, air thick with humidity. It had rained perhaps 30 minutes ago, but as is often the case, rain comes down thick and then passes. The reflection of the signs, of the moon, of the headlights of the car, the splashing of the puddles collected in the boulevards, the avenues, main city streets. It all goes by in a whir until you pull up to the venue. As always, there is a line. Even with the slight lowering in stature, there is still a line. In fact, the line tends to get even longer when there's a slight dip in the popularity, because then there's that hope of maybe you can get. Now there's a chance I can get in. Of course, who were getting in anyway at your level weren't waiting in line.
So I'm gonna put my arms around these two guys, and we're gonna walk. Well, to the extent I can. You're much taller, significantly taller.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put my arm around Theo, and we're all gonna walk basically to the front of the line. Not quite the front, but wherever the hottest chicks are who are waiting to get in, and we're gonna start chatting them up.
I mean,
I am.
Some of them come to you also, no doubt. They want to get in, and that is precisely what they're here for.
Right.
What I would like.
Mm-hmm.
What is all of your personal grooming or wardrobe and style at right now? I'm going to give you a situational bonus for the neon flare of your accessories. Omen. I do like that and appreciate that. Okay, got that for you, Jack.
Yeah, I have a 3 in wardrobe and style, 5 in personal grooming.
Perfect.
I have a 0.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yep. Given the situation. Okay. Noted. But again, even with that, you are certainly, Jack, you're dressed to the nines. Your neon garmentry, Omen, is certainly intriguing at the very least. And most importantly, none of you are in the line. That alone.
Right. We're bypassing that.
Exactly. And there is a group of 4 no one older than 22, like 20, 21, 22 year old party girls, young ladies who are clearly whose objective is to get bypass that line in any way, shape, or form. These are, of course, well-to-do. Well, they at least have the clothing of someone who is well-to-do. They may have spent literally all of their money in whatever shift work they do during the day. You see, they 3 of them have sort of cosmetic cyberware. Which, to your point, Theo looks not top of the line, shall we say, but on initial glance, maybe it works. 7 times out of 10, it works every time. Kind of a deal.
It's the cubic zirconia equivalent of
precisely. That is the case. Party jewelry on, excessively Yeah, they start crowding around you. Are you going in? You should take us with you. We've been waiting here forever.
You've been in line?
Not anymore.
Well, come on, let's go.
Not that
I know the bouncer. Don't worry about it.
And that's the magic word.
Yeah.
That's the Pavlov, trigger word.
Right.
So they exit. All of them, just the witch grins, taking even more glee in lording this over all of the other broads in the line.
Yeah.
Than actually getting to go to the front.
As you say, the bouncer. I raise an eyebrow, look at you in that I'm calling bullshit sort of.
And I just I bring the shades down with a look like, trust me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna approach the bouncer. I'm assuming I probably don't recognize him. I don't know his name, but I'm just gonna throw it out there and be say, Jason, it's so good to see you again. And in my hand, I've got a small wad of eddies that I'm just gonna kind of slap into his.
Okay.
Call him the wrong name.
Well, I
don't
won't
care.
ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't ask for a roll now. You have the dress code and more chicks in here. Check. Grease the wheels. Have the style. Have the girls. That's all you need. I'm not gonna make you roll. You move on through. We'll have a good night. Enjoy yourselves.
I say thank you, Jason, as we're passing by.
You are brought. Go ahead.
Oh, let's say I catch the eye of the bouncer, and I actually shake his hand. And I go, Robert, been a long time. I do have charismatic leadership at a 7.
Yeah.
I have played these bars before. I do actually know the bouncers in Miami.
For sure. And he's like, oh shit! In fact, you shake his hands. He brings you in for the big one. Yeah.
And when I pull him tight, I go, hey,
doing with this?
You know me,
prick.
make it. They're all pricks. They get a little loud in the back room tonight. Just a heads up. Just clap him on the back.
I hear you. You come back from time to time. Good to see you.
Things are turning around. Maybe there's a comeback. Maybe.
Hell yeah. We love to see a comeback. And it gives you just the final high five, bringing it in, and
right.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So by this point, the drugs are kicking in pretty hard for me, and I am legitimately having a good time hanging out. But I've also still got my wits about me.
Of course. And immediately your ears are and eyes are assaulted with the strobing lights. These are fiery oranges, lemon and pale yellow colors, different shades of red, occasional flashes of white or strobings of even like a dark purple from time to time, adding this sort of fiery, not fiery, but like this almost like being inside of a lava lamp. Mm-hmm. Is kind of the like the vibe here. And then with the song change, the colors shift as well. The sort of fluidity of the lights being cast on the dance floor, on the walls, on the ceilings, on all of the people, even some of the decorations, the accoutrements in the venue itself, they become more angular, taking in almost like a crystalline glass kind of vibe. Just this wave of experience, which is very much vibing.
Yeah,
with,
it's like
with
washing
the high
over
with the high
me.
of the drugs.
Yeah, and it's like I can feel like the music like buzzing through my body.
Exactly. If anyone here does not have any kind of cybernetic ear wear, it is going to be almost impossible to hear each other talk. You're going to have to, like being in a nightclub, and this is a nightclub in Cyberpunk 2020. So
yeah, getting close
it's
and
even
shouting.
louder. It's even it's even more
it's more extreme.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Marcus reaches up behind him, pushing the hair out. You can see he's adjusting something. Internally, we hear like the pitches of the sound up and down, singling out instruments, finding conversations, and then finding that bass line, the synth drum, and leaving that turned up, and then the conversation with his two companions. The women turned way the fuck down.
Yeah, I've got similarly. I'm doing the same thing internally, only I am listening to the women so I can respond to them, banter with them and whatnot, but I'm trying to pick out of the crowd to see if I'm picking up my rival's voice, if he's here already.
Okay. How is Theo handling this information, this sensory overload?
When we go in, I slide down my 3D virtuosity goggles just to look cooler.
Okay.
I really don't enjoy it here because I can't hear anything. It makes it hard to think, but I just kind of wander off looking, just checking out the place. I don't know, I'd do a scan to see if there's a control node, if I need to...
Make me an interface roll.
Yeah. At an 11 total.
I would like you to make me a... Okay, so you have an 11. I would like you, Jack, if you would, to make me an awareness roll. I would like you, Omen, to make me a performance roll. I know you're not performing, but you're listening in particular to the drums.
And attribute for the awareness roll is int. Correct?
Correct.
16.
11, 16.
$21.
Excellent. Okay. Theo, as you activate the scan, you bring the VR goggles down. You still see all the strobe lights and all of the performance. Now, the net is visible, overlaid on all of that. And it's strange, even if it would be for a quote-unquote normal person, even though there's even more stimuli. There's even more illumination. Lines of the data stream, of the power infrastructure, of the net code, the wireless signals moving and scintillating through your sort of augmented reality vision with this down. Even though it's more somehow for it, things actually make more sense here. There is a method to the madness, as it were. There is a reason and a sensibility by which things connect to other things. It's not the wild chaos of just the lights and the sound and the people and the textures. People bumping into you. You feel someone spill their drink on your shoes. An argument is happening by the bathroom. Someone is trying to haggle with the bartender to no avail. And you do see two nodes. One sort of above above you and towards the as you enter in towards the far right of the building, and all the way to the back, you can just see the glimmering glare of sort of a power of an access node behind the stage. Marcus, as you're listening in, you're literally tuning in to the music and tuning down most everything else, at least the things that are not that would prevent you from being able to get the nuance. And despite the surroundings, this is a venue, and it is popping. It is packed in here. This place is still doing great business. Everyone here wants to be here. There's no better way. There's no better place to have the music be performed and this place. And it's been a while since you've been in a place like this. Crowd in it, feeling it, being it, watching and experiencing how the music, how the beat, how the rhythms, how the performance in total just affects and moves like a stone in a lake, the ripples that are cast out. And the drummer, he's good. He needs a lot of practice. He got over like a 20, I believe. He's getting a bit caught up in like passion himself. There's a couple moments where the beat is missed, or the cadence is just a smidge off. It would totally not be. It would be missed in this place, for sure. But for you, and with your cybernetic abilities as well, you do put that together. But this kid has talent. He just needs a little bit more discipline, and he needs a little bit more practice. But like, he has the gift, and not only of the technicality of it, but there's a heart in there that you feel. As a note for you, Jack. It takes you several minutes. You lose track of Theo. He's said you're wandering off. Even if you do lose track of Omen for a moment, it's very easy to find him again. A lot of people give you a wide berth, as much as is possible. Omen, just because you're just, you're just a mountain of a man. After you maybe you do like two circuits sort of around the you see Will there trying to order a drink, and two of the chicks have already you've lost them, and you actually see they found their way to him.
Oh, god damn it. All right. He's got me on the ropes already. All right.
Right.
I'm gonna walk up to them and see and say to him, I see you've met my friends.
Oh. Jack. Oh. You know him? Who? Like just like fawning over this over Will here, and like one of them like, oh yeah, waves
Yeah,
coquettishly back to you. Well, that's going well for me already.
I'm gonna say, why don't you come back with us?
He tunes sort of something, and he has some cyberware to tune some things down. So we get a booth.
So yeah, let's get a table. You got a bottle. I got a little something extra.
All right. He calls and does that and ushers you over to you're very quickly one of the one of the ladies behind the bar moves you through to the space, takes the velvet rope off the deal there.
Yeah.
Shining like a blade. The shining metallic glare of the corporate card is just slapped with authority on the bar, and just immediately put over a place on the bar where it can whatever the chip is, and transaction done. And you know that the need for a card is unnecessary, but there's a style and a flair to put it down.
So we sit at this table. We've got a...
Who's this?
Who's talking? I'm sorry.
Will. Or were you bringing Omen?
Oh, that's a good question.
Theo,
Omen,
no.
are you wandering through the club, or are you with me?
So I've been sort of behind you the entire time, watching you, like, obviously look for somebody. But I'm also not the friendliest person. So unless you would overtly wave me with, I stand close enough.
Not.
I stand close enough to partake in the action, but not necessarily the conversation.
Okay. After a while, Theo and Omen, you were able to sort of connect up, moving through the crowd. Here, just as a note for you, Jack.
Yeah, I would just be kind of following the net architecture around, looking at stuff, and then eventually find my way. I don't care to go, sit with them, but just be around for if anything needs to happen.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pour him. I'm assuming that we've got a bottle. We've got bottle service right now, so we're pouring some drinks, doing a couple shots. I'm gonna put out a couple lines of blow. Let him have the first go at it. Take one myself, and I'm gonna start bitching about my boss. And the thing is, although this is a deception, it is it's also kind of real coming up. It's not just selling it,
Stretching the kayfabe.
Yeah. But at the end of that, I'm going to be basically like, I can't believe this psychotic, manic, crazy piece of shit. The guy, like, it's 12, 1, 2 in the morning. He's calling me about things. I'm running numbers all day, and you're not... I can't believe this happened. I had a meeting today.
Oh, yeah.
Our latest project. This is already in motion. I've checked these numbers 100 times. You're not going to believe this, man. I fucked up. There's going to be some major consequences down the line. They haven't figured it out yet, but they're going to axe me, man. And that's probably the least of my worries. I don't know. I'm thinking about
how bad are we talking?
I'm talking we're talking millions compounding over the months.
Well,
I don't know, man. I'm not sure if I'm actually cut out for this. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to start freelancing.
You didn't think you were cut out for it, you called me. I appreciate
Well, here's the thing.
putting me over here.
Here's the thing. I'm thinking about starting a little business. Something little under the radar, if you get what I mean. Why don't you take a look out into the crowd? You see that tall motherfucker over there in the glowing outfit? Big Billy Badass? He works for me. I don't want to work in an office anymore. Yeah. You got work. I don't want anything to do with your company, with your corporation. But you need something done. Something that can't be done in the daylight. I'm your guy.
Looking to fix things up, then. Okay.
Just as a quick question here, as we appear to be having a minor technical issue. Gibbs, you still there?
I am.
Okay, perfect.
Camera. I'm just switching cameras real quick.
That's all good. As long as we can still hear you. Just wanted to make sure you didn't disappear off the call. Anyways.
Even more people try to become fixers than try and start at internships. Even less make it in that line of work. Why the change? Why the change to that, shall we say?
I haven't ever really told you the details of what I do at my job. I'm not just sitting at a terminal, pushing numbers around.
None of us are just sitting at a terminal. Of course not. Not at our level.
No, but you're aware of our growth.
I am.
We're not exactly doing things on the up and up all the time.
It's big business.
Getting bigger. They don't see that, though. They don't see the value I bring on that side. What they want is a project mommy. Someone to babysit on their org chart.
Ain't wrong there. What are you looking for from me? Looking for a customer? You looking for clientele?
I'm looking for customers.
Resources? You looking for a...
I'm not looking for money. I got money. Plenty of it. What I'm looking for is jobs. Maybe facilitating transactions.
But outside the org chart.
Outside the org chart. Now, obviously, that comes with a price. But we can discuss that. I know you, man. You're like me. You're not just pushing paper over there. You've got to have something for me.
You got a big badass working for you. Anything else? Anyone else? What do you have to bear?
He's not the only one in the crowd. But I'm not tipping my whole hand. And I'm gonna cut another line and push the little mirror plate over to him.
I mean, you know, one for the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Make me a persuasion roll. I'm going to say either persuasion or... Yeah, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
Persuasion, which is going to be plus cool or int?
Empathy.
Empathy, that's where it is.
I mean, in this use your cool stat for this. I think that makes more sense. So
yeah.
Do cool plus
persuasion.
Yeah.
Whew. Okay, I rolled a 9. I have a persuasion of 5, which is 14, and a cool of 7. Okay. So 21.
Okay. All right. I might have something for you. Certainly. Having a tough on hand would be a big help. With short notice. I have some merch looking to pick up off the record. For now, off the record. I don't have the date yet, but it's going to be soon. Not weapons, drugs, anything that would you heat like that. More mysterious, shall we say. I'm looking for someone to make the deal. Make it happen. Sure things don't go south. I'm dependable. Do the pickup.
I'm gonna point back to Omen. Do you think that motherfucker is gonna let things go south?
I suspect not. If you're looking for a test run. Test run's the wrong word. You get my point. It'll be a good start.
What's the
You're
merch?
as good as your word here.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I won't press you on what the merch is. Do you have the cash for the deal? Because that I will need.
I have the cash. But I'm liking a lot of what I like. I'll admit it, I like it. It's making me nervous that I like it so much. Something about...
You know why it's making you nervous? Because you're a smart motherfucker. And if someone came to me with a deal like this, I'd be suspicious too. But look, we've been at our throats too long. Think of what we could do if we actually cooperated with each other. You think your fucking boss is gonna keep that office if the two of us combine forces?
See, he's weighing the options. He's taking the drinks.
I'm like,
He pops something
look,
else.
what is this stupid rivalry that we've had? It's been an invention of our fucking jobs, man. These companies, they don't care about us.
Maybe not. Pay is good. You're right. I am a smart motherfucker.
Yeah, the pay's good, but you know that what it costs.
Here's what we're gonna do. I like what you're telling me. I need some assurance. This isn't just another one of your cons. It's true. You're smart enough to do the work. You mentioned you fucked up. I want you to twist the knife. I want you to amplify the problem. And I want you to show me that you did it. Because if you're already gone, there's no harm in burning bridges. If you're gonna burn those bridges, I know you're in it for real. Show me that, you show me a report. I don't even want anything that could give me a leg up in the competition. I just want to see that you did it. That you torched them. You burnt that bridge.
You know what?
Show me that. That's a ticket to good business.
I'm gonna pour him a shot. Grab it. We're in business then. By this point, I am
Meanwhile,
pretty fucked up.
yeah. And this this goes on. This whole thing takes place over the course of about an hour of constant drugs, drinking. Obviously, he brought some. He has a thing. He takes some capsules and breaks it, shoves over to you. He takes it back. It gets
Yeah.
It's getting wild.
Yeah.
He gives some to the girls. Eventually he gets up. He leaves. He leaves with one of the chicks. Not to leave, but probably just to screw in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And to do blow also while. As one does in a place like this. But meanwhile, back in the crowd, so to speak, are either of you even making an attempt to be dancing or to not look like narcs in this place?
You're on mute.
You're muted, Gibbs.
I am, when I put on the goggles, part of the goggles is I'm just gonna kind of look like I'm on drugs, but I'm not on drugs. But it's the way that I'm scoping out the place. I don't want to stand out, but I look with the goggles and everything. Just kind of looks like I'm spacey out.
Okay.
I do want to pathfind though and see what the architecture.
You have to jack in to.
Yeah. I was letting.
Are you going to try?
I was going to try to. Yeah.
You have to leave the dance floor and get behind the stage or get into the break into the second story.
Well, you said there was the one in the right part of the room.
It is to the right and on the second floor.
Oh, on this. Oh, okay.
You're able to see where it is, and you see that
yeah.
it's on the floor above you.
Yeah.
And there's another node basically in the backstage.
Yeah. Then never mind, because I misunderstood where the control node was. So, yeah, I'm just checking stuff out and just hanging out. Can't hear anything.
Omen. Yeah.
It takes a few minutes, but Marcus finds himself sort of moving at least baseline.
Yeah.
It's been some years, maybe 10's an exact. It's been some years, but yeah, it catches him and he starts to enjoy this. Right, this is what life was before, complicated before.
Yeah.
Shooting, before the fallout, before the band broke up. Right.
Absolutely.
And
times were good.
So I'm out there. I'm dancing and.
Okay.
Perhaps even becoming a bit of the life of the party, as it were.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't like people, but I like attention, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I have the high performance. I have the high charismatic leadership.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, you're a man of it. It's yeah, brother, I still got it. It's
right. Yeah.
And there's something. It's not the typical vibe of this place, but again, an indomitable confidence is, that's kryptonite to cynicism and to haters. That's and people are getting with it. Just of this Jack dude in the neon, this techno Viking in the Cyberpunk club. People are getting with it. They're sort of keying off you. People are dancing a little bit better, I guess, to the rhythm as you are, keeping with it. After maybe about 35 minutes, young lady sifts in through the crowd, all oil slick, black obsidian ebony. Aesthetic to the vibe. The hair almost seems like liquid-esque, or it has that liquid sheen to it that's even more exacerbated and pronounced in the venue lights here, dancing up on you. What's your name?
Yeah, so I tuned the ears again so I can hear a little bit better. You know, again, reaching back. I have slightly older implants. Yeah. And I look down at her and
you look way down, given your size.
Everyone's always called me Omen.
Ooh. Good or bad?
Depends.
Haven't seen you here before.
Not in a while. And, what do they call you?
Sable.
Fitting.
Yeah. I think so. Somehow, for you as well. Somehow for you as well.
Oh. Suppose so.
You have a good ear. I can see you moving with the beat. Play?
Used to. Like, I'm trying to like cut the conversation because this is depressing. I don't want to talk about this crap, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Like, shut up and dance,
Like
lady.
a
Like,
woman, so.
Yeah. Tell me about your divorce, you know?
right. Slinger on the stage. Yeah, no, I will dance with her and keep compact.
Yeah. She's up on you.
And that is fine. I do occasionally like look a business meeting, just to make sure, you know, probably just in time to see a type of.
Yeah. It's getting rough over there, by the way.
right. The bottles are lined up like
the glasses
like the mirror
at this point.
Right.
Like,
like you're not leaning down to the mirror anymore. Like it's up into your face.
What did you play? You said you used to play.
Fuck.
Sing? Guitar, lead guitar.
Drums.
Synth drum. Ooh. I could see that. Push herself up, up on you. You in a band? Had to have been. If you're playing, no one plays the drums by themselves.
Unless they're big nerds, and I kind of like look around the room, make sure I can. I imagine like you like look at this and like just undulating humanity, and there's just one island of Theo over there, like,
doing this.
Right? Yeah, he's got his goggles on. Just.
It's not the first time that's happened. People have certainly been lost in K-holes before.
Yeah.
In this
Definitely.
place. And you hear just a gasp as she catches a bit of the tattoo as she's dancing up on you, or maybe catches a bit of your face and like puts it together.
Sure.
Oh my god. You're Marcus. Marcus from the Harpies. Is it the Harpies or Harpies?
Harpies, but
Harpies.
I imagine we get the a lot. Like people do that.
I mean, she gets it right. Whatever.
Right, okay.
You've seen this before. You haven't had this happen in a decade. Someone who is starstruck.
Right.
Like
I look at her like quizzically, like you're a little young to like really know who I am, but I'll take it. You know, like
you were one of my favorites. You were one of the bands that got me into music.
Yeah, it was a better time. Still, like not trying to talk about this, right? Like
you have to. I know the band. You have to play a song.
There's part of me that's like, fuck yes. So I like feign resistance, right?
Yeah.
But then I go with it.
Yeah, and she waits by the. You wait until the song sort of ends, and you wait here, and it looks like this chick actually knows the band, is the sort of the vibe here, and they talk, and she's all animated, and you were fucking brought up stage. As there's actually a lull there in the sound comes down. We got an amazing change of schedule here. We got a star, a true OG Rockerboy here in the audience tonight, here to give a performance for all of you, a throwback to when the things were good, a better time, and a time that could be again. Looks to you, he looks to Sable, and she just starts getting the microphone as well. Sad Train to Nowhere.
So I walk up to the drum set and I take the sticks from this guy, but not like in like the brutal way, like in like the and I do take him and I clap him up. But like... then the neon jacket comes off, right? The shirt comes off.
Hell yeah.
And this body 10, like muscle bound, but like there's this harpy tattooed across his chest, and then he flexes and like the neon of the tattoo starts to light up and like it starts to like flap its wings.
There's some people in the crowd who are like, fuck yeah!
At this point, I'm legitimately having a good time with Will, and we're like, woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, I made my way to the front of the stage to watch him, and like, I know that guy.
Yeah, like, oh my god, you know that guy? You might be getting laid tonight.
Yeah.
No, I really know that guy.
Yeah.
So I very dramatically walk to the drum.
Yeah.
Back so I can sit a big frame down, and then I look over at the synth guitar, and I'm like, spin the stick for a second.
Yep.
Just poof, 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 and then we'll just lay into it, right?
They just lay into it. They know the song. These are not rock stars. These are rocker boys and girls. These are not posers. They know when the music was real and when it was good, and when it was hard, and it got the blood flowing. And it's a total vibe change, and yet somehow it still works. I would like you, obviously, to do your charismatic leadership role. Also, as a reminder, mechanically for everyone, there are luck points as well, which are replenished at the beginning of every session.
Is charismatic leader normally combined with cool or with? I think it's cool, right?
I believe it's cool.
All right. If it is cool, it's a 24.
Ooh,
well, okay.
Just a
all right.
And then just
they play expertly. I want you to describe for us what this song feels like. What's it about? What kind of genre is it? It hits, and it hits hard to the heart of the crowd, and what was a totally different vibe very quickly, through like after the first third of this, they're like in it,
all right,
won over fully.
So as you described, the song is Sad Train. This is the first song that together when we formed the Harpies, the first one that really sort of took off. Nowhere is the colloquial name for the prison, right? Like we all know what that's like, but it's that song that is antithetical to its name. So it's very upbeat, it's very fast, it's very frenetic, and it is the people's song. It is we'd rather go to prison and fight there than live on these streets, serve these corporations, die under a man's boot, you know, because out there you can get back out. Out here, you're stuck for the rest of your life. And that's why life is a sad train to nowhere. It's just,
That's right.
you know.
Going at it, and the crowd is alive, and the feedback that they provide to you, it's life-giving. You feel like a piece of yourself, again, like those wings flapping for the first time on the tattoo. Something that was atrophied and lost just comes back online, and it feels all the more vibrant for the absence that it has persisted. The crowd is going totally with it. You are looking at the net infrastructure, maybe trying to sidle on back. I know that guy, but that gaggle of females actually inspired. The ultimate wingman is a performer who knows his craft. Like, I know that the drum, and just pulled, whether you want it or not. Just pulled into a booth, into the bathroom, to make like the Brides of Dracula. Just get what's coming to you. And as in the booth, just woo, just going absolutely wild.
Yeah.
The pupils dilated.
Yeah. My eyes are changing colors. Like
Exactly.
Jack can taste the music right now.
Yeah, exactly. And you hit the bass line of the drum line, like, actually hits you out with as you. This went very well. All things considered.
Mm-hmm.
For your plan. As you look up and it's like, first you see Omen up on the drums, and at first, like, what? Like,
yeah,
what's
like,
he
what
doing
the
there?
fuck? Yeah.
like, oh yeah, he's a drummer, right? And
Yeah.
then you see, motherfucker, your girl is singing lead vocals on his song.
No fucking way. I'm like, at this point, I'm like, whoa! I like stop for a second, and I like grab the bottle and I leave the booth.
And with that, I think we will call the first session.
All right.
Excellent.
That was a lot of fun, guys.
Yes.
Oh man, get the cobwebs off.
Yeah.
It's been way too long.
Indeed. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed the first of many sessions.
Yeah. I'm
Sunshine.
very excited to see where this goes. This is a lot of fun.
Excellent. Oh,
Thank everyone for joining us too. We've
share
had,
your
I think,
comments.
like
Tune in next time.
about 15 people in the whole time. The whole 4 hours. So
I have
that's
not been able to follow the chat, unfortunately.
yeah, it's all good. I mean, it's been fairly quiet. Someone just said cool session. It's a cool session. They saw my dog earlier. Commented on that. And yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I think we're planning on this. Most likely is going to be not next week, but the week after that, and we're going to do just every other week. That way, we're not, we have lives and other things to do.
Indeed.
But yeah, thank you for joining us, guys, for Cyberpunk 2020, Blood and Sunshine. We will be back, and there will be blood and there will be sunshine.
That's right.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Let's see if I can stop
Indeed.
this stream without being a complete boomer.